Alright, so I'm gonna let y'all ride with me here for a minute. Got something I'm gonna talk about, man.
Oh, the truck coming out.
I have quite a few, well, let me get to this first. Alright, viewers. I figure probably less than 10% of people who view my videos are actually loggers. So when a logger watches my video, he's like, duh, I didn't need to know that, or already knew that, or whatever. And I understand that, and I know that, but that's not who I'm shooting these videos for. I'm shooting them for the non-logger person. You know, logging is you know, it's not like a football game or a baseball game or something like that. I mean, anybody can pay money and go watch a football game or go watch a baseball game. And take it a little bit further, I'm building a house. Anybody can go, you know, you can be riding down the road in the neighborhood, see a house being built. You can pull off the side of the road, watch it being built. Logging's not like that. Logging is a more closed arena. And what I do is I'm bringing that, what we do, out where everybody can see it. So as I'm running a machine or anything like that, I'm explaining things in as simple of terms as I could possibly do to where whoever is watching it can understand what's going on. And that's pretty popular. I know that certain things that I do are not popular with some, but you know, the popularity rules, so that's how I'm gonna do it, and that's what it is. But and I like that, you know, when I show the breakdowns and all that stuff. And I had somebody tell me one time, it's been a few months ago, say you know, showing all the breakdowns and all the problems that you have, it's what made swamp loggers so popular. And that's what I'm doing. So along with showing all those breakdowns, I get a lot of commentary, which is pretty cool. But I see some of the same commentary on some of the Facebook blogging groups, and I've seen guys, not on things that I've said, but things that other people said, about getting fights, you know, over something that's said about a different brand. You know, example, John Deere, Tigercat, Caterpillar. You know, who's the best? You know, who's the best? And then some people feel very strongly about the brands that they favor. But I'll show, like the other day, the processor went down. You know, somebody says buy a Tigercat. I can show something going on with the Tigercat, and somebody will say, well, if you'd have bought a John Deere, you wouldn't have those problems and all. Let me tell you, man, we pretty much bled green all of our logging career. I mean, that's what we ran, was Deere. Deere is not by no means perfect at all. And up till 2012, we had not bought anything else other than a Deere, except for our apprentice loaders, which, I mean, they had Deere engines in them. And so, I mean, we bled green. But we had gotten kind of tired of some of the problems that we were having, and we wanted to try something different. So we started buying some Tigercats. Of course, now we own 4 Tigercats. Tigercats are good. And Caterpillar's good. We've never owned a Caterpillar machine. Every truck we have 9 Peterbilts, and all 9 of them have Caterpillar engines in them. You cannot. Those are some good engines. We've had very good luck out of them. And I know people's had good luck out of Cummins. I like the Cummins too, you know. And there's some people who run Detroits and everything. But I say all that to say this: there's no machine that is not going to break down. I don't care what it is, what you have, what you buy. It's gonna break down. And then the name of the game is how fast can you get me back going? And that comes into something else here. I get a lot of questions. People know we run a track cutter. I get a lot of questions. People ask me, why aren't you running a Timberpro? All right. The last time I looked, the nearest Timberpro dealer to us was over 5 hours away. You cannot run logging equipment if you don't have dealer support. You have got to have a dealer somewhere within a matter of a couple hours of you, or you ain't gonna make it. I mean, that's just a given. We have two John Deere. We're fortunate to have two John Deere dealers right here within about 40 miles of where we live. We have Warrior Tractor, which is headquarters in Northport, Alabama. They're about 42 miles from my house. And then right there in Columbus, we have Strickland Equipment, which is a huge John Deere dealer also too. So we're fortunate for that. Now our Tigercat stuff comes from B&G Equipment down in Philadelphia, Mississippi. We deal with Philadelphia, and we also deal with their store up in Iuka. And they're roughly, the Philadelphia store is about 100, between, I ain't never really checked it, but it's gonna be 90 some odd miles, between 90 and 100 miles from where we live, which is not bad or anything. That you can deal with that, but you know, if you run something, it doesn't matter what color it is, it's gonna break, and then you gotta have the dealer to get it back going. So we could buy a Timberpro, we could buy one. It may be the best machine out there available, I don't know, but we'll never know unless we have a dealer right here, because we couldn't afford to take that risk to go out there and you know, just spend, you know, $500,000, because all these track bunchers, they're roughly $500,000 now. That's what they cost, $500,000 to $600,000, depending on, you know, which one you get. Yeah, that's gonna do it there, Lenny. But I've seen people get really bent out of shape on that, and it's, you know, it's not really necessary or anything like that, but it's kind of like the lifelong ordeal between Chevrolet and Ford. You know, GM and Ford are like boat motors, Mercury and Evinrude, you know, that kind of thing. You know, boy, there's some people who really feel strongly about their brand, and my thing is, I just want something that's gonna, you know, that when it does break, I can get it back going as quick as I can. I like the Deere stuff, man. Still, we'll always run Deere stuff. We'll never get away from Deere stuff. We're always gonna run Deere stuff, and we're gonna run Tigercat stuff too. We had just to give you a little history, we run bale tree cutters all the way up till 1997, and then we bought our first John Deere rubber tire cutter, and right there, that's a bit of loaded belt, not belt, I mean this is a big Western belt there, Harold. So y'all still backing up? Not bad. So we went to John Deere rubber tire cutter, 843. That was the first year they built 843s, and we run those. We run that machine from 97 to 02, and then 02 we bought a new 843 and traded that machine off, and then in 04 we bought another new 843, and so we had two of them then. And with the Deere cutters or bunchers, y'all in Louisiana call them shears, the Deere skidders and the G's and the G2s and the G3s or whatever they was, those were pretty decent machines for the most part. My goodness, they had some electrical problems though. I mean, just the stuff that you would have to do to keep those machines running. And so that was why in 2012 we were ready to do something else. I mean, we knew all the problems that we were having with some of the Deere stuff, and we just wanted a different set of problems, you know what I mean? And so that's what we did. We went the first Tigercat machine we bought was the Tigercat 830, and we did a lot of research on that. Me and Derek made a trip out west. We went all the way to the west coast out there, watched track cutters run out there, and before we made our decision to order the 830, somebody asked me, well, have you looked at the Deere? No, the Deere did not have a machine that was comparable to the 830 at that time in 2012. They basically had a 759, which was not enough machine, or the 959 as far as the leveler went, and that was pretty much it that they had. So I mean, we had no other option than to go with the Tigercat. We just like the Tigercat a lot better then, and they even still do now. But when we looked at the Deere, we looked at the 959. There was some stuff on it that we just didn't like, but it also goes back to, you know, different strokes for different folks, and what works for you may not work for me. What works for me may not work for you. You have to figure out what your thing is, what works for you, and stick with it and go with it, and then evolve. You got to evolve. You got to constantly evolve. If you're not willing to evolve as things change, you're gonna sink like a lead balloon, man. Just like a fishing weight, you throw out there in the water, that thing's gonna hit the bottom. That's what's gonna happen to you if you don't evolve and keep up with things as the mills change and you know, the specs change and stuff like that at these mills and all that. Man, it's hard to stay up, you know. But I'm just gonna share some of that. I'm not sure how long this video is right now, but I'm fixing to go ahead and cut it off. But we'll see y'all later.